Public Affairs very much thanks Residco, our sole corporate underwriter, for helping to make the production of this show possible.
And one of the things you want to do, understand, is start a charter school, an all-boys charter school.
Yeah, I would love. I would love to start an all-boys charter school, but even if we are not able to get a charter school, we're going to start a school for all boys, and our target is going to be young Black boys from single-parent households below the poverty line, because that's what we're trying to help them navigate life and get them back on track.
So if we're a charter school, it would be part of CPS. They would be funding it in part, at least.
Yes.
If it's not a charter school, then what? How do you create that?
So if it's a charter school, then CPS, like you said, which means we would have to curtail how we would teach some things a little differently, but we still would teach character.
Right.
But if it's a private school, we would depend on funding from other individuals who support our core values, who believe in what we're trying to do. And that's one of the things that is so much needed in our neighborhood, especially when you look at the Chicago public school system and you see in our neighborhoods the reading proficiency levels, the math proficiency levels. We should be horrified. And the fact that we're not is a problem for me. And I think that's one of the things that's driving a lot of the violence. When you have individuals whose reading proficiency is not good, whose math proficiency is not good, and then you couple that with the fact that they come from broken homes, and you couple that with the fact that they're living in tough environments, no wonder you also have such a large percentage. Chicago has one of the largest percentages of young Black males who are dropping out of school at a 9th grade level. Those are the individuals who are committing these crimes and shooting people and carjacking. We need to look at that. And so personally, I really do believe that we have to attack that educational issue early, and we have to do it in a way that fits the paradigm that we need to have to get our kids to succeed.
Yeah, so we have a slide on that. We have a slide that talks about only about a quarter, slide 7, only about a quarter of the Chicago students score proficient or above at national testing. And, these are 4th graders in math and reading. Blacks at 18%. Hispanics at 29%, whites at 65%, all students 35. So you see a similar thing in reading. You see a similar thing in 11th grade. Something like 15% of the Black 11th graders at CPS will read at grade level. That's a simple way of putting it, but that's accurate. And so, one, that's a terrible statistic. Everybody should be up in arms about that.
Yes.
Are they? Is the mayor of Chicago in her 3rd year? Is she talking about this?
No, no one is.
No, why? Why aren't they?
And I'm gonna, when I see these statistics, I want to cry, and it makes me so angry, because if a child cannot read, they're not going to be able to succeed. I don't care what happens. And for us to have elected officials never saying anything about these issues, there should be a great outcry. And we should be voting individuals out of office who are not concerned about these very issues. And not just speaking it, but doing something about it. I never hear, unfortunately, I don't hear politicians, elected officials saying anything about these issues.
Yeah. It's look, I don't want to be too harsh on any one individual, but you have a state rep in that area in Woodlawn.
Yes.
You have a state senator.
Yes.
You have an alderman. But it doesn't have to be from that area.
Yes.
We have the Democratic Party. Don't want to be too political on this, but the Democratic Party has a supermajority in the Illinois legislature.
Yes.
The numbers are 73 Democrats in the state house to 45 Republicans. That's a lot of control.
Yes.
And they have a new speaker, Chris Welch, there.
Mhm.
Relatively new Senate President Don Harmon.
Yes.
Governor, not so new. He's been there for 3 years, Governor Pritzker. You have the Black House Caucus,
Yes.
which is 22 Black House representatives.
Mhm.
They state representatives. That is the largest block of that 73.
Yeah.
Even though it's a plurality, it's in substantial control.
Mhm.
I'm boggled by the mind. 22 Black people who've been elected not just to represent their district, not their people, but this people in the city of Chicago, of which Blacks are certainly an important part, along with Hispanics and whites. We're failing them all.
Right.
We're failing them all. I mean, really, Corey, they should be, Pastor Brooks, they should be knocking down your door saying, what can I do to help you? Because the governor of the state of Illinois just told us he's added more to stop violence. Several $100 million goes to this and that group. Okay?
Yeah.
You're asking for how much?
We need 35 million.
He's 700, sometimes he's 200 million here, 200 million there, 200. I mean, like, when's the last time the governor called you up and said, Pastor Brooks, I want to sit down. I got to do something to help you.
It hasn't happened.
Is it because you're viewed as a Republican and
Without a doubt. The fact that I have
I
conservative.
can't,
Yeah.
look, I know the guy a little bit. I know the governor. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. You telling me that's really the truth? Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that I'm a conservative, the fact that I'm not going to back down that I'm a conservative, and I don't care who doesn't like it. I don't care what people think about it, whether they're black or white. I don't, I'm going to say I'm conservative, and I'm going to stand on the fact that I'm conservative, and I'm going to talk about issues that are important to my community, and I'm going to talk about the fact that our children are not reading, and our children are not learning math. And as a conservative, I believe something needs to be done, and we have to say something about it. And if we don't say anything about it, we're just as guilty. So, I'm not going to wait on them to come and knock on my door. I'm going to go knock on their door, and I'm going to say, hey, listen, do you not see this? And if they don't respect that, then we have to bring attention to it.
But look, I'm fair and balanced, okay?
Yeah.
You don't have to be. You can be a Republican, whatever you want, right? But I'm supposed to be.
I
I'm
like
a
to say
journalist.
conservative. I'm conservative.
Okay, you're a conservative, okay? And the point is, the Republicans, I mentioned the Democrats, the Republicans don't have the majority, but they got 45 state reps.
Yeah, but they're just as guilty.
That they are just as guilty. That's my point. And they got only 19 of 50, 41 to 18, 18 state senators that are Republican, 41 are Democrats. So only 18 out of the 59. But they got a leader, Dan McConkey, Republican leader in the Senate. They got a leader in the House, Jim Durkin. Have Durkin and McConkey called you and said, what can we do?
No.
Look,
yeah.
I don't want to pick on anybody. There's Durkin, there's McConkey, there's Harmon, there's Welsh. I'll pick on everybody.
Right. Yeah,
because
me too.
I'll pick on everybody. I don't play
Yeah.
favorites because I think they should say, can I please just come sit with you on the roof? I mean, what will they hear? Give me the sounds of sitting with you on that roof. What do they hear on the ground? You're only 2 stories above. What do they hear?
They're going to hear violence. They're going to hear the sirens. They're going to hear the gunshots. They're going to hear the noise. They're also going to hear kids who are going to come and visit the roof, who are going to tell them, listen, we're scared to go outside. We can't play outside. We don't have any places to go. They're going to hear these testimonies from kids, from people in our neighborhood. And that's all I really want. I would love for them to come and just hear the testimonies of people from our neighborhood who say, hey, look, this is what we need. Can you help us?
So Pritzker, Harmon, McConkey, Durkin, Welsh, who have I left out? I mean, What are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? I mean, look, folks, I don't want to play the race card, but you know, Speaker Welsh, you are black. I mean, I feel this, and I got to say, you know, maybe I'm not even black.
Well,
you don't have to be black to feel what you just described. Young kids hearing gunshots, young kids not being able to play, young kids saying, "Hey, my peers, when we graduate from CPS, 15% of us read at grade level."
yeah.
I mean, it's lucky if you can get a vocational job. I mean, I really don't know what I have to say here.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
what do we have to say to
it-
persuade these people they should be knocking down your
absolutely.
doors, right?
Listen, it's like this. Far too long have Democrats taken advantage of our neighborhood. And what I mean by that is 95% of black people are voting Democrat on a consistent basis in Chicago. For those Democrats not to be hollering and screaming about these proficiency levels, that for me is a tremendous problem. But it's also a tremendous problem when my conservative Republican friends overlook our community just as well, simply because they feel like, well, there's no use in me even trying to help because they'll never vote for me, so they don't even try. But if you are genuine about people and about wanting to change a system, you should be just as passionate, whether they're black, white, Hispanic. To see these proficiency levels are horrifying. And Republicans, if they ever wanted to do something, if they ever wanted to show black people that they cared, that issue right there alone, that issue is enough for them to stand on and say, hey, listen, we want to do something about the fact that your kids are failing in school. We want to do something. Republicans could easily rush in and help, but it hurts me that that's not happening to the degree that it needs to happen.
Right. As I said, I'm an equal opportunity employer. Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives.
Yes.
I mean, some folks talk
Me
a
too.
game of school choice. You've talked about school choice.
Yes.
I mean, just give these kids a chance. If
That's
they're in a
it.
school that's failing, I think all the kids are really just saying is, let me go somewhere else and try it. What are you afraid of? It's going to go from 15% reading at grade level to 12%. I mean,
Right.
give me a break, right?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I really, I don't get it.
It's heart-wrenching.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't.
that is the civil rights issue of the day for me.
Yeah,
Education.
and you know, and these statistics on crime. I mean, my gosh, you go to slide 4. Crime is up in Chicago's built South Loop and near South, all the way over. Okay, we look across the board. You know, these are comparing the. Hold on. Let me get my glasses on. We'll see what it is comparing year-to-date reported criminal complaints through work week 12, 2022 versus 2019. So motor vehicle theft up 254%. This, folks, is not COVID because we're now comparing pre-COVID with post-COVID.
Yeah.
254%. Murder, 200%. We're into the downtown area when we say, I think, South Loop. Burglary, 54%. I mean, these are terrible, terrible stats. I mean, carjackings in Chicago, look at the last 2 years, slide 2. They're up 222% over the last 11 years, but just take the last 2. In 2019, carjackings were 603, 1413. In 2020, they went up 800. Then they go up 400 more in 2021. I don't know, it's something like I've heard 57% of the arrests are juveniles. Cook County Board President, 2015, got through the Illinois legislature a law that says county attorneys, state's attorneys, prosecutors, they cannot, if they think it's appropriate, ask the courts to treat a juvenile involved in carjacking or something else that's violent as an adult.
Yeah. And you
I
know
mean,
what?
is that right? Is it? I mean, did Ms. Prenkwinkle do blacks a favor because does she know? She's black, so she should know what is it? What's the number? What's the number of victims of homicides who are black? Is it like 80%?
It's a large number, and
I mean,
I'll
how is she helping black
yeah.
people by doing that? I don't get it.
Well, anytime you let anyone get away with a crime, you're not helping anyone, whether they're black or white. No one should get away
Absolutely.
with certain types of criminal activities. Violent crimes is an issue that has to be dealt with. But I would almost guarantee that out of those violent crimes, the people who are committing those violent crimes, I would almost guarantee that 95% to 98% of them do not read at a proficiency level.
Right.
Do not have math proficiency. And I believe that the problem with the educational system is driving a lot of the violence and crime that we see every single day. If a young boy cannot read, he's frustrated, he's angry, he's hostile, he doesn't want to be in school, but at the same time, he's got to find something where he feels affirmed. So what better way than to carjack or shoot someone to have your friends affirm you? So we have to figure out a way to get these kids educated and affirmed in a positive way so they do not continue these violent
Right.
acts.
Are the teachers unions too powerful in Chicago?
Yes.
So we have to say to them, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, whether you're a liberal or conservative,
Yes.
folks, you don't rule the world. We're here to represent the people.
Right.
And we're here to represent all of these kids who are not getting a good education, who are not learning how to read. And Don Harmon, you owe them that responsibility. And Speaker Welch, you owe them that. And Leader
Absolutely.
Durkin and Leader McConkey and Governor Pritzker and everybody else and all the Republican candidates who are running for governor and all the 15 or 18 people who are going to line up to run for mayor. Wouldn't it be nice if all 50 of those people I just said, they all said, hey, Jeff, there's one thing we can agree on. You're right. The teacher unions have too much power because the power should be with these kids that we're trying to help. And as you said, if these kids could read, they would be it would be rational for them to say, hey, it's a better deal now that I can read
Yes.
to do these legal activities.
Yes.
I mean, if I were that kid and I couldn't read, I may make that same choice. It's not an irrational choice if you don't have any good options. If you can't go to a center, if you can't get away from the gunshots.
Exactly.
I mean, what is it, 24 million you're asking for? Did you know the budget that was just passed by the state of Illinois? 46.5 billion with a B. You don't think somebody could find 24 million there? I mean, I am beside myself. All those people, come on, we'll do you one-on-one and we'll put you on. If I got something wrong, if I made a mistake, tell me about it.
Absolutely.
You just call up Corey Brooks. You would be happy to receive their calls, right?
Absolutely. And
Go sit on the roof with him, right?
If I'm wrong,
Yeah.
please tell me. I don't want to be wrong. So I stand to be corrected. So, but I realize we have some serious issues in Chicago and in Illinois, and we have to fix them, or we're going to continue to see people exiting the city, exiting the state at an alarming
Which they
rate.
already are. Out-migration in the
Yes.
city and the state. A lot of blacks and whites, but a lot of blacks who don't really have it easy to get out of the city and the state, but they know the most important thing they can do for their kids is give them a good
Give them
education.
a chance.
And
yes.
if it means sacrificing a lot, and the suburbs will do a little better job,
Yeah.
get them there. If that's what it takes to stop the gunshots, the gun wounds,
Yes.
the gun violence, I mean, I'm beside myself.
Yeah.
So really, don't do it for me. Do it for, look, I don't want to use that overused saying about do it for the kids because a lot of people don't mean it. But on this one, I think it applies. I mean, I don't think I can fathom what it's like. And I heard from one of your aides today when it said there's so many kids who are aged 8 to 12 who have already taken a life.
Yeah.
or they've known somebody whose life was taken.
Absolutely.
I was once 8
Yeah.
to 12.
Yeah.
Let me
Can you
tell you,
imagine that?
it was such a different life. I
Yeah.
can't
Can
imagine
you
it.
imagine
I
being an
can't
8 to
imagine it.
12-year-old
Yeah, I can't.
hearing a gun, an 8 to 12-year-old carjacking a car?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so folks, you know what to do. You've seen the website. You've heard the website. It's projecthood.org. You've heard why Pastor Brooks has spent almost all of his adult life as a preacher at the New Beginnings Church, housing this out of his church, Project Hood. And you'll show them. You've got documentation.
Absolutely.
People have put this together. Some
Yes.
people say, well, why 35 million? You got an answer for that, don't you?
Absolutely. We want our kids to have the same opportunity in our neighborhood, to have the same opportunity as the kids up north on North Shore, in Winnetka, and other places. And 35 million in Chicago is really not a lot. But it's going to house all the things that we need to transform our neighborhood, and we're not shortcutting our neighborhood. So our Leadership and Economic Opportunity Center is a center that we're using to fight violence and poverty, specifically in Woodlawn, but we want to also reach into areas of Chatham and Inglewood on the south side of Chicago. We believe that a community center is essential to helping us fight the issues of violence and poverty, because of all the programs we're going to be offering. A lot of times when people think about a community center, they think about the YMCA or some other type of place of that sort. But this is not a YMCA. This is a transformational center. This is a place where people can go and learn a trade. It's a place where people can go and take entrepreneurial classes and learn economics. It's a place where we have sporting facilities, but we also have educational facilities. It's a place where there are going to be so many offerings for people to have the opportunity to transform their lives. And that's what makes us so unique. But all of it is focused on total transformation of not just the individual, but of the community as well.
And the transformation is kids that are in there. Transformation of adults.
Yes.
People who've gone astray sometimes. They've had some encounters with the correctional center.
Absolutely.
They've been sometimes in prison. They're now out. They're known as ex-offenders.
Yes.
Danny Davis would say it's a second chance.
Mm-hmm. So we have, as part of our team, we have a reentry person, a director. His primary job is to help those individuals who are entering back into society from being incarcerated, help them find jobs, help them become stable, help provide them the counseling that they may need, so that they do not increase the numbers of recidivism. Our goal is to make sure that once an individual comes to us from out of prison, that they never go back. And not only that they never go back, but that we also give them a stable foundation to take care of not just themselves, but to take care of their family as well. I just want to let you know that I am back on the roof. That's right, I am back. I want to say thank you for all your support, all your prayers. My family really appreciate it. We were able to give my mother a celebration of her life, and I was able to spend some time with family. But now I am back on the roof, and I'm fully committed to getting the job done. That's right, I want to do what my mom told me. I want to get it finished. I want to finish the work that I started. So I'm asking you to join in with me. I'm asking you to get motivated all over again. I'm asking you to help me build momentum all over again. And if you don't mind, please, would you find 5 people that would give the gift, match your gift, the gift that you gave. So that means I'm asking you to help me find those individuals, share with them what we're doing, and I'm asking you to ask them to match your gift. Today, we get it started. I'm going to try to get off this roof as fast as I possibly can. This summer is going to be definitely hot, and I don't want to be here all summer, but if I have to, I will. But I believe with your help, we can get the task accomplished, and we can be successful in what we're trying to do, and we can bring about a tremendous change to the south side of Chicago and help so many people. So, God bless you. Thank you.
2 guys who could come together, J.B. Pritzker, net worth $3.2 billion, Ken Griffin, net worth 25 billion. It's pocket change. Well, hey,
Yeah.
to you two guys, you got some differences, but one thing I think you could agree on, these kids deserve a chance, right? Right?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
All we are saying is give them a chance. All right, folks, thank you so much, Pastor
Thank
Brooks,
you.
for
I
coming
appreciate it.
here. You come on back. I hope
I would
to
love
get up to
to.
the roof sometime with you.
All right.
I hope we've given people a feeling just why that roof is important and what they will hear if they go there from around there and what they will see in the soul of Pastor Corey Brooks. I want you to see it. I want you to feel it. I mean, come on. I'm not fooling around. Give these kids a chance. And you come back next week and every week to Public Affairs.